What do you know? I woke up to Frogzit trending on social media, then realized that Frogmore exit was executed without Harry and Meghan's consent. Meghan and Harry would like the world to believe they didn't in fact get evicted from their Frogmore Cottage home in England by King Charles III. Don't listen to the dishonest pair. What had happened was they were kicked out of their UK home according to reports from Page 6 and the Sun newspapers. What do you know? It looks like King Charles has finally reached the end of his tether. Welcome to True Lies Scandals. It's good to have you here. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. The subscription is free. You're welcome to share the videos, share your thoughts, and follow me on social media at True Lies Scandals. Also, donate if you wish to offer that kind of support. Much thanks and appreciation as always. Alrighty, were the Duke and Duchess of Sussex evicted, or did they willingly agree to leave? They issued a statement saying they were asked to vacate. Let me see if I can dramatize that. Pretend I am King Charles. Here we go. Well, my dear boy, Harry, and you too, Meghan, I am kindly asking you to give up Frogmore Cottage. Please, I need to give it to my disgraced brother, Prince Andrew. I hope you don't mind. Thank you so very much for cooperating. Right. Never happened. That never happened. I don't think for a second they were a party to any agreement of the sort. This could be just another lie by Megaliar the narcissist. I think King Charles has had it with these two and give them their walking papers. By all means, the king put his foot down. Finally, H&M have been nothing but ungrateful and nasty towards the royal family ever since they fled the UK in search of privacy and a quiet life away from the British press, the bad, demonic British press, the royal family, and the paparazzi, as they so claimed. We all know that was not the case. They have been everywhere, in our faces, ever since they left the UK, whinging and whining for the past 3 years, starting with the Oprah Winfrey tell-all. But back to the eviction. Sources close to the palace is said to have confirmed reports that the couple was in fact evicted. A CNN article today said the couple are distressed. Wow. Distressed. After all the distress that they have put the king and William and Kate and Camilla and the queen, perhaps accelerating her death. They are distressed. They have the temerity to be upset, angry, or distressed? I don't think so. Based on earlier reports, that's news reports, the eviction process began in early January, about 24 hours after Harry published his tell-all book, Spare. The eviction was then finalized last week, after which the new tenant, Prince Andrew, was given the keys to the 5-bedroom cottage. I think I'm going to do an episode on whether or not a lot of people don't think Prince Andrew should be given the cottage because of his history and reputation and the allegations surrounding him about him sexually abusing Miss Virginia Giuffre. The Sussex squad thinks Charles was cruel to make that move. I beg to differ. Let's not forget that the Ginger Prince and his Suits actress of a wife sat down with Netflix and trashed the royal family for 6 long hours. They called them racists and told us Meghan was mistreated by the family because she was a black American woman, divorced, and a former actress. And, divorcee. Meghan tried to destroy Princess Kate's reputation by telling the world Kate was mean to her and that Kate made her cry right before her wedding in 2018. So hell no, the king isn't being cruel. I think he's being kind. Eviction is in order. He sat and took all the nasty things his son said about him on Netflix and in his recently published memoir, Spare. The king nor the rest of the royal family uttered a single word, a single comeback, a single rebuttal, or a single statement to defend themselves against what Harry did to them. Harry was cold, calculating, and callous. If anyone is cruel, it's Prince Harry, a son who turned his back on his own father, a son who allowed Meghan Markle, a narcissist, to trick him into believing his family was the enemy for trying to put sense in his head about marrying Meghan. They knew he was making a mistake which he lived to see. Do you think Meghan is a narcissist? I examined the 9 narcissist traits she seems to have. Link to the video by clicking the icon on the screen to your top right. Going back to the eviction, Meghan and Harry issued a statement that was published by CBS News. Here's what it says. A spokesperson for Harry and Meghan's Archwell organization said in a statement to CBS News on Wednesday, "We can confirm the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frogmore Cottage." The couple wanted to keep the home as their residence and a place they could stay when visiting the UK. That's although they keep saying nasty, hurtful, and untruthful things about the King, William, Camilla, and the late Queen. This is nothing more than a classic case of Harry and Meghan wanting to have their cake and eat it too. Well, Charles doesn't give a damn. As far as he's concerned, they are no longer royals and no longer welcomed in the UK, at least not on palace grounds. In his first ever speech as king, Charles made it clear that he'll continue to love his son and family as they continue to build their lives overseas. Keyword, overseas. I hope you didn't miss that. That was a very subtle way of telling them you're no longer welcome to live here. He couldn't be any clearer than that. Charles said exactly how he felt about the couple moving away from the UK and moving on. By then they had done the Oprah tell-all interview and essentially said members within the royal family are racists. That is a huge allegation to make without providing evidence to back it up. You don't run around making racist allegation very lightly. Anyway, should Meghan and Harry be angry? Should we feel sorry for them? First off, they don't live at Frogmore Cottage any longer. Someone who needs it more than them could benefit by staying there. It's selfish and greedy to have an empty home when a family member could stay there while they're away in California. They only visit about once or twice a year. And let's not forget that Harry and Meghan laughed at the fact that they were given a Frogmore Cottage to live in. They criticized the home the Queen gave them as a wedding gift. They said it was tiny and leaning. Who does that? How could you criticize a gift? In other words, they think that Frogmore Cottage was not fit for Meghan to live in. She was such a princess and she's so important that she couldn't live there. What a bizarre thing to say. What's more bizarre is that Harry only recognized the cottage wasn't good enough because Meghan told him it wasn't. He's so suggestible and easily manipulated. This guy can't seem to think for himself. He follows the actress blindly. More than likely, Meghan successfully manipulated Harry to the point where he has lost sense of reality. The fact that he was already dealing with mental health conditions such as phobia for the paparazzis, severe anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder doesn't help. She took advantage of his feeble state, and whether you believe it or not, she married Harry solely for money and fame, because narcissists never get into relationships unless they can exploit something from it. To me, Harry and Meghan exacerbated Harry's mental health issues, but he's so blinded by whatever he cannot seem to see she doesn't care about him or his family. Former President Donald Trump said Harry is whipped You know what that means, right? Somewhere inside of me, I thought Harry was an empath who fell victim to a narcissistic wife. But after Netflix and after Spare, the memoir, I have a different opinion. I can't see a true empath doing what he did unless they are manipulated to a point where they started becoming a dark empath. A dark empath is someone with dark traits, similar to a narcissist. I should do another episode on that. Because of how Harry has been acting lately, psychological experts think he and his wife are a narcissistic couple who feed off of each other's toxic traits. As a matter of fact, they could be the epitome of a toxic couple. Feeding off each other's toxicity could make them codependent, trauma bonded, and make breaking up very difficult. That's probably why they're still together, but are seemingly unhappy. Say goodbye to Frogmore, Harry and Meghan. Frogmore Cottage is located in West London, just in case you don't know where it is. The pair renovated the cottage between 2018 and 2019 at a cost of £2.4 million. The renovation was paid for by UK taxpayers initially, and later, according to reports, Prince Harry repaid the money to the British taxpayers. The couple gave up their full-time royal duties to move to California back in 2020. According to the Sun News, they are arranging to move their belongings out of the cottage and have them shipped to the US. Too bad it had to come to this. But they have to take accountability for instigating this type of backlash from the king. What is your take on this shocking development? Did you see this coming? Did the king ask them to vacate the property or just simply kick them out? Was King Charles mean to his son and his wife? I tell you this, the eviction might just be the beginning of what's to come for the Montecito-based Windsor's. I think Charles made this move to convey his feelings and to ensure they don't have a royal home to stay at just in case they were planning to come to the coronation. That also means the couple won't get the safety and security of staying on palace grounds. I say good riddance. Alas, Charles isn't a weak father, and King Harry painted him as, I'd say, the ex-royals had it coming. They totally screwed up a good thing. I mean, you have everything, and all you can do is sit and complain about how bad things are for you, while millions of people are suffering and struggling and trying to deal with coming out of the pandemic and also dealing with inflation. Some people can't even put foods on their table for their children and their family, and you're there sitting, you have millions and millions of dollars sitting in your mansion and complaining of how bad things are for you and accusing people of being racist and not giving us evidence of what you're saying? They totally screwed up a good thing by going the whinging route and globally trashing the royal family in exchange for a few $1,000,000. That money will be spent, and they would have successfully alienated the people closest to them. Blood is thicker than water. Never you let money and greed blind you to that fact. That's all for now. See you soon on True Lies Scandals.